at least every day. Siwezi sema there is less. Oneness Kenya, thanks for the repost. Na we are 15 of us, which is a good number. So if you're outside there na unataka kusema hello, na kama maybe unataka kusupport my life, the only thing I would ask ni wewe ulike when I ask. Kama sahi tuko 11, kila mtu agelike mara moja tufike 11k likes. Dio, like if you want to engage me na if you want to talk to me, if you have a question about life that you would love to ask, na kuna mtu alikuwa ameuliza at the only problem is cheating. In cheating is getting caught. The Don, sijui kama The Don tulimjibu vizuri, but what people call cheating ni seeking of more knowledge, cause mtu mwenye ana cheat bado ana make effort. Kuna mtu alifail akaamua maybe hii si kitu yangu na nitafail, like sita but kuna mwenye alimake effort, na I think ndio maana life huwa ina reward, na si life tu, maybe hata the teachers used to assume people when they cheat cause you are making effort to make sure that you don't fail. Pumpkin. So kuna mtu ameingia hapa akauliza, hata kama sitaki kwenda go back to the conversation or the reason why these are here, because alikuwa ameuliza kwa nini napenda kutumia pen and scribbling, na nilikam kurealize like more about art ni ati or what I'm even doing here ni differentiate light and darkness. In art is all about differentiating light and darkness, na ni identify kama when it comes to muscles is all about understanding kwenye hiyo muscle itatengeneza ridge. So kama hii muscle mtu anakimbia, hii muscle inatengeneza ridge, your shadow would be there, you know, hivyo. I think nimeongea sana na maybe with me talking watu hupotea, so acha kwanza ni focus. But thank you for everyone who stayed, everyone who liked, everyone who joined. Na tuko live kwa all social media. Tuko live on YouTube, tuko live on Facebook. I think tunafaa kulipia Twitter, but we'll be going live on there too. Yeah, you know. So share the live, tuone kama leo tunaweza fikisha a good number. So this is the progress. Ati X unajiita aje? On all social media mimi najiita Alex Gitahi. Even on Amazon ukitaka kuchukua book zangu Kimse. Thanks for the likes, for the share. Yeah, Alex Gitahi utanipata tu hapo, but as much as napenda, kuna venye as an app TikTok walishatuweza. TikTok yani huwezi linganisha the interaction you get from any app with what you have in TikTok. So thanks guys, na acha niendelee ku practice. So what I'm doing exactly ni ati, this is the full figure, this is the full idea, and for me to produce this statue now, I have to learn, I have to understand all the muscles, I have to understand where every muscle will exist. Yeah, and for you to do that, or for me to do that, yet I have to redo this structure over and over again, learning. But I think you see the first one nilichora. I think there are more. So this was another, but yeah, so why are you selling your portrait 10 shillings? Because I want to sell it to the poorest, not to the poorest, but to anybody. I want everybody to afford my art. I want everybody who wants it to have it. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I realize that the difference or the line between a creator and a consumer ni brokers. Like wewe unaweza kuwa unataka kitu but kuipata inaweza kuwa so hard, kwanza kuipata from the original makers. So if like nikipeana arts zangu na 10 bob, I know I'll be able to connect the real consumer, mtu mwenye anataka art. Unaget, mtu mwenye anataka art. So kama unataka art yangu unaweza ni inbox hapo, alafu nitakuwa nafanya hizo orders from tomorrow. Tutakuwa tuna resume and the challenge will be going up to until nifikishe kama 11k followers. Kuna mtu different perspective anasema one day surprise me na portrait haki. Portrait yako ama wewe unafaa ni surprise na order yako. You're supposed to be surprising the other. Na kwa mtu mwenye alikuwa anataka kuelewa art ama yeah, watu wenye wananiuliza about art, maybe unataka kujoin Telegram channel yenye tuta form. Ni ati art should be so easy when you understand it. Art is so easy, but although kuna in my line of delivery venye nilianza kudeliver my art, kuna a few people who didn't like it when they like nikiwachora wako like I was not expecting that. But kitu yenye mimi najua ni ati a portrait should not sorry about that. A portrait should not look exactly like you. Si kama umeona how they do it in movies, like they would go to an extent kutengeneza mtu apate nywele ama apate a different skin just for them to represent an idea. So it's the same thing na wakati una create a portrait. It's not about how the people or how that person looks you at, like venye anakaa, but ni about the message you want to communicate about them. So you should be so much aware about, like hiyo ndio juu kama unataka kucapture just an image, a photographer would do a better job. Unaget, like because a photographer atakupea ile kitu yenye wewe unaona exactly what you see. Yeah, with some edits itakuwa even better, but with a portrait it's not what you see, it's about what you feel. It's about what you want to represent. It's about kama unataka picha yako ionyeshane a lot of power, kama unataka picha yako ionyeshane sadness or certain feelings, there is a portrait should be able to do that. So even kama umeona a portrait, like mimi nikitaka kutengeneza portrait nitachukua a picture which is easy, alafu I can use it to make a portrait, but the portrait should not look exactly the same as una get. Inafaa ikuwe a representation, inafaa ikuwe mtu akiona atajua ni mtu fulani, na si venye tu anakaanga, anamuona maybe in a viewpoint of power, you know, hivyo. Kuna point is home, oneness. So kuna things oneness. Unajua sometimes in this life you can find yourself talking way too much, na I think that's the point of alive. There's something different with you. Okay. When you say it like that, mi nitasema aje? Nitasema unaona, every human ni unique in some way. Somehow every human ni special. I think it's more about how you perceive. Unaona, what actually is more even about how you share. Unaona, when it comes to communication, juu watu wengi wako so stuck with their knowledge and with their power just because they were unable to move it from the self to others. Like, if you are so much powerful, you should be able to instill this power to other people or even to share. So when it comes to, or when you say ati ni kama niko na different knowledge, hapana. I think hata hii knowledge yote maybe umepass through it and it was your choice maybe to listen to this and not to listen to the other thing, you know. Unaona, there is that what you want to harvest from the universe, alafu kuna sasa how you deliver it after you learn, how you share it, because hata nyinyi kama, like, I'm assuming everybody has gone to school or has been into school, na mlikuwa mnaona venye different teachers wako na different ways of teaching or disseminating knowledge. Ungepata some teachers are making the lessons so hard, so difficult, and not just for you but maybe for most of you. But funny thing is that just amongst you kulikuwa na mwenye alikuwa naelewa, kulikuwa na mwenye anapenda hiyo teacher. So yeah, it's more about how you give, how you show it, how you represent it. Yeah. Thanks for the likes. 17 tuko 15 of us, na assume like ni 15 wenye tuko ni long term. Unaona, si watu wa kukuja na kuenda ni watu actually wenye wana like the life. So if you are there and you're asking unaweza support aje, this is your time to support me with just a like. Yeah, ndio kama tuko 17 na kuna mtu maybe ako TikTok na hajatumiwa the live, tukilike sisi wote atatumiwa. Watashangaa tu, like, unajua hii ni kucheza na machine. There is a difference between humans and machine, and when nilikuja kujua like machines unaweza zi override. At bro, you are a king and happy Father's Day son. Grama, thank you. I have received that your message, happy Father's Day mara kadhaa sasa, and all I can say is that I'm so grateful for people who engage me, like mnafanya feel lively, and when you say okay, you are a king when you say I'm a king, nasikia vya nimebreathe, cause your words are true. Kuna mtu anasema karma, ati nimekujua jana and I'm already locked in. Once Kenya. Sijui mwenye hologram anasema about karma. I don't know what you mean about karma. I'm actually trying to share the live more. Ndio maana nimepost kidogo. Thanks for the live, for the likes, different perspective. Na venye nilikuwa nasoma art, tulikuwa tunafunza about perspectives. You have to understand perspectives so that art yako ikuwe 3D, iko one perspective. See how this will feel, but most of us tunakuanga stuck kwa one perspective when it comes to art. You are a king man, and that's for sure. I like what you think, especially ulisema about culture, about DNA. Thank you. Unajua, okay, I have, but I have been learning a lot. I have been doing a lot of learning per se. Research. I'm a writer myself, and ati culture is not embedded. Ati nasema jina ni kama, I pronounce it as karma. Ati nilikuwa nasema that culture is not embedded in your DNA. That culture, just like a language, is something to be learned. Unaona, culture, style, clothes, art. I think what is embedded in your DNA is your human traits, is your hunger for more, is what is inside you. Like you have a soul, but how you live in this world is truly controlled and dictated by you. Like, if you know what I mean, if it's a parent ndiye atafunza mtoto about culture, about the things we do and the things we don't do. Na mtoto ata learn that from a very early age, the things we do and the things we don't do. Na after learning, somehow utaenda tu in the future uta question. Kuna I think there is an age, like a questioning age, where unaweza fikiria mtu ni kuawaken, but ana question the things that they have been taught. Unapata mtu hata haendi church because kuna venye tu church ina feel different for them. You know, I play the same role ilikuwa ina pray. Ana question about religion, ana question about work, existence. You know, and hata mimi watu wengi wamekuwa wakini accuse on about awakening. Wamekuwa wakisema that I'm somehow on a awakening journey. And kwanza kuna watu wenye walikuwa wamenipea when my videos started to go viral. Kuna watu waliniambia huyo tunampea tu mwezi mmoja. Yeah, na akasema art zangu zitakuwa reference that I was in a process, but what they don't understand is that hii ni kitu hata mimi mwenyewe na learn. Sati ati mtu anaweza amka tu anze scribbling. I don't think it's possible. I tried. You need to understand what is going on. At the next explanation, one question: do you believe Ruto runs the government? Nimekosea sana kutaja jina lake kwa live. Unajua ni keywords. Maybe sasa NYS watakuja kusikiza. Hata tunaweza pata hii live imepata watu wengi, like a surge of listeners. But nikuuliza wewe, what is your definition of a government? Because to me, as you answer, I hope you answer. Wairimu, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes everybody mwenye ana join na mwenye ana interact na mimi. And as I answer ni ati, do you think you run your life? Chora Bob Marley, Kim uprising. Picha za Bob Marley niko nazo mingi. Kuna time kuna mtu kaniambia nimchoree Bob Marley, akani commission, and akaenda missing. Na hiyo kitu ime happen. So already niko na pictures za Bob Marley. Yeah. But naweza mchora tu ka sketch kake just for you. CJ Simons. Ikigwareria gikuyu tondu nayo waria gikuyu ati niwacoka ngoma na shaitani. So who are those guys? Who are Goma and Shaitani? Who are those, like, and why are you even mentioning them? Maduku anasema talent. And all I can say is that I'm just practicing. Government is a system or group of people that hold authority to make or enforce law. Yeah, if that is your explanation of government, then that man runs the government. Na si nimewambia itaweza kupata influx of viewers. You are real. Keep enjoying keep up. I also enjoy life in my village home. I'm waiting for Bob Marley sketch. Kim uprising. Maybe you can commission me. Utalipia. Commission me. I'll stop whatever I'm doing and I'll do a portrait of Bob Marley. So mimi naweza, okay, CJ anasema I've been following you silently. I like whatever you are doing. Thank you. Chorogram. To answer you about government, ni ati the question might be simple as like to answer that inaweza kuwa, do you think you run your own body? Like, do you think you are in control of what you eat, how you speak, what you speak, your thoughts, your moves, maybe even your clothes? Can you say that you are in control of yourself? Or life just happens automatically? Because if life happens automatically, anasema yes, I'm in control, I'm asking about system. What is made, okay, was it made ready, or you can just rebuild? Nature controls everything. No one knows what will happen next. Jigs, yeah, jigs give you the correct answer, or the answer that I was looking for. Now the fact of the matter is, nobody has control over shit. nobody has control over other people. Nobody has control over, like, sasa other people, so unaona ni government. Like, that guy has control over maybe mostly vitu zenye zina happen in his yard, as simple as that. But the moment he picks up the phone and calls somebody else to delegate the job, or even to ask for more instruction, yes, si mwenyewe ako in control. But to some point you are in control. Yeah, exactly, to some point you are in control, but you didn't bring yourself here. You don't know your purpose. You don't know where you are going. Like, you don't have control. Especially you don't have control over anything. Even hivyo ndivyo nimekuja kulearn about life. You might disagree, which is okay, but mimi sikuwa atina control ya kitu kama even hii live, na sikuwa najua ati tutakuja tuulizana hizo maswali. So hata script yangu mimi niko off script, so sina control. True, we just have to enjoy the moment we are living at. Achana mambo za government and whatever. Yeah, that is what life is all about, fighting and serving our purpose. Hakuna mtu ako in control about shit. Unaona? Haujui the next, hata haujui your enemy amepanga nini, so unawezaje control na yeye atakuwa attack tu. Like, you just live, you wake up and then you realize, oh, hii ndio life yangu, and you continue with the journey that you started yesterday. But having so much of control, I don't think we do. Totally agree. Kuna mtu amesema, you are so sweet, you can have everything and I just bad luck, and vice versa. Hata actually vitu zenye kila mtu anakuanga na everything, yeah? Juu kila kitu yenye unaweza kosa kwa hii dunia ni anything man made. Hizi vitu man made mtu ukosa, but you have everything already. Uki-understand that you have everything, na everything is at your disposal, na hizo vitu zenye ziko so hard to get, they are mostly non-essentials. Ni zile tu maybe third party. The basic things of life, you have them. Kuna mtu amesema tuchore Bob Marley, but ni kama amepotea. But na the time that I was practicing to draw Bob Marley, kuna mtu alisema, kwa nini anakaa Jesus Christ? Na nimekam kurealize that watu wanafanana, si ati watu wanafanana, like it's all in the same thing, in the same person, over and over again. You are the same person, I'm the same person, we are sharing the same DNA. Like, it's the same nose, the same mouth, the same eyes, the same. So when you bring that to perfection, unaweza ona kama mtu fulani anakaa mtu fulani. You can only control what you think you can, but nothing is controllable. Are you a believer? A believer in like, can you be a little bit specific? Because believe sasa ni mingi. I believe I'll become famous. Yeah, I believe. I mean, do you believe? I mean, what do you believe? Okay, what do you believe you come from? Acha nianze hiyo question venye wewe unaweza taka kuisikia. But unaona hata wale philosophers, Aristotle and such, imagine pia wao hawakujua answer ya kwenye, like hawakukaa chini, our forefathers hawajaikaa chini waka agree that this is where we came from, this is where we are going, this is our purpose. Unaget, like, I don't know whether you can say that it's kind of a hidden knowledge, but I think it adds the beauty in life not knowing. Tukikuwa tushajua, most or some of us would have even bought the ticket already. Unaget, like, venye world iko unequal, watu wengine wakikuwa sha take advantage ya kujua the purpose of life, their purpose of life. But Obina needs ati usiseme mzazi, ati like niseme ati tulikam from mzazi ama na mwenye ameitisha picha ya Bob Marley ananyamaza tu. Ndio maana sipendi kusikiza mafans. Juu hata kusikiza alafu anakuachanisha tu kwa like, who asked for this one? Kuna hologram nasema number one fan ni Swai Tense. Siwezi tense. Unaona, maybe kitu watu understand about me asking for, acha niwape secret because mko watu wazuri na mtanifikisha 20k likes. Sindio? So ati nikiwa hapa zinafika 50k. And I'm glad you are back. Thanks for the likes, guys. Sasa niko flattered. Unajua baadhi ukiona a returning customer uko like, I must be doing something good, you know. But it doesn't mean that I'm better than others or something like that. Hapana. It just means that you guys, sijui niliwafanyia nini. Yeah? But if you have been in my life, if we have been in my lives, mnajua kwenye tumetoana, mnajua kwenye tunaenda. So this is a journey that we'll be taking together mpaka tuone the heights, yeah. Tuone tunaweza fikisha wapi, like, what's the maximum we can do on these apps. Kisha Ann, thanks for the likes. I think ni wewe tu na like na sijui kwa nini na venye tuko 45. Sikila mtu a like at least tumsaidie afikishe kufika 20k tukiwa 49, kila mtu akilike mara moja hata live inafika over 50, ina double. Nitatafuta script ingine. So thank you guys, na kama unaweza taka a piece of my art, I'm still taking donations za 10 bob. Yeah, watu wengi waamini, but that's the truth. Aaron, Keisha. So just like unaona huyo mtu mwenye amekuja akanitisha picha Bob Marley alafu akapotea. Kitu yenye watu waelewi ni ati for me to be good or any kind of like ndio nikaribia kenye mimi nataka, ni ati I have to do I have to draw a lot of portraits. Like mtu anaweza fikiria tu like huyo nachoranga tu, but every portrait I draw kuna vitu zenye maybe na practice, kuna vitu nina look into, you know. So the more I draw, the better I become, the easier it becomes for me. Thanks for the likes. Na sasa unaona, like unaweza sema hii ni highlight ya portrait, na kitu yenye sasa maybe inaweza bring out even more ni kudifferentiate light and darkness. Like the light parts zikuwe more light up, the dark parts zikuwe more dark. Just that. And something else, maybe kuna mtu ako like an artist. Unaona hii kitu yenye nachora saa hii, the square ndio ina bring the image out. Like kwa watu wenye maybe wali study geometry, sijui what was the relationship between circles, triangles and squares. Like the funny thing about life ni ati mimi nimekuja kuzipata hizo vitu later in my life, when I was learning about art. So hakuna ati kitu ya kuignore kwa life. Hata nishaisikia mtu akisema ati hizo formula za maths sijui zinakaaje, tutaitumia aje chemistry. I think general knowledge ni muhimu, ndio sasa wewe uweze kwenda ndani, kwendea more. Yeah, you have general knowledge, and then with the general knowledge you can be able to acquire more knowledge from the universe. But ile maybe teaching you how to read and write, teaching you what is right and wrong. Yeah, introduction to mathematics, how to count, you know. Atiwe mzee Ogola, I think that's the first comment. Keisha, thanks for the likes. Unasemaje Ogola? Do you like my art? Would you want a piece? Yes. Then inbox. The only problem ni ati you have to pay for your shipping. So my art utaacquire with as much as 10 bob. If you have as much as 10 bob, you know. Thanks for the likes. You wanna participate, and if I can take you to the original idea. We are still working on this. Acha tuone kama tunaweza ona the whole paper. We are still working on these sketches. Na the idea ni ati we are practicing how we want to do this as a statue. So we are right now learning about muscles. Yeah, ati ile concept ya jua hutoka south kwenda north. How did you realize it? Rehoboth. See, through observation. But what I did, or the reason why I became curious, ni unaona, okay, but I think ilitoka kwa art cause it's about light and darkness. So mimi hata kama unaweza ona video zangu, I use the sun a lot, like it's all about light and darkness. Ati how do I tip you? I discovered this account a few weeks ago, and you have unlocked freedom. Acha nisi mention, but here you go. Yeah, I'll appreciate and thank you. Na mtu mwenye nilikuwa na explain about jua. So the sun, after unaona venye sasa nachukua video every day, I wanted it to be somehow specific. So kwenye nilikuwa naweka kamera na realize ni kama una change, aturudisha kwa namba. Yeah, una realize ni kama hii jua ilitokea somewhere else. Unaona kama if you can look through your window, just a small space kama a window, utarealize that kwenye shadow iliform, si kwenye iliform jana, like uko like ina change. But by the you should always pin your number on. And how do I do that? Acha nione kama nitaweza. Wow, Jennifer Ogola. Wow, thank you so much. Na wow, niko so much flattered. Yeah, I got that. Na I hope nitaweza follow up after the live. So make sure live haiko recorded. Kindly uni inbox, alafu maybe nitaweza follow on after the live. So thank you so much. Na kwa watu wenye wamelike, watu wenye ni engage, watu wenye wametufikisha 22k likes. And I'm so proud of you guys cause watu wa home akikuja kwa live zangu. I think that is one of my best pride, that mnaifanya nijisikie on top. Una get like, cause content yangu imeanza kukuwa recovered na local consumers, watu wa home. anytime I meet somebody who knows me personally, akona some hot, some respect. Si kama kitambo. So thank you so much. And vile niko na explainia Ogola, thank you for the gift, thank you for the likes, thank you for the follow. Na kama huwa na kuinspire na you would want to have more connection with me, kuna namba yangu hapo, kuna box. Make sure tumeconnect after the live, cause mostly hii live yangu si recorded na ikishaisha imeisha. Yeah, so mtu mwenye alisema tuchore Bob Marley angekuwa good guy, maybe angeona, alafu maybe tungemalizia cause to do the hair, si ndio? Like to do the hair itatake a while to fix the locks. And I think kuna watu ni hizi kuchora, kuna watu wengine si hizi kuchora. Na I think the hard people ni watu wenye wako na a lot of power. Na si power ya money, power ya features. Their features are very well defined, you know, kama za huyu, like you have to define the rocks. Keisha, thanks for the likes. Nimefurahi. Kuna venye I don't know whether you can feel it, but kuna venye the gift na sikuweza kupin my number. Scribble art artist. Let me try. Although my number iko tu hapo kwa profile, so if anyone needs it, unaweza ipata hapo easy, but I know it should be somewhere on this live. So sijui kama mnaona, but when we started alikuwa anakaa tu just a normal human being, but as we go unaweza tell maybe akona dreadlocks. Yeah, you add the details as you go. Kisha Ann, thanks for the likes. Alafu something else I have realized in my pursuing of art na create video na create content, those pia mimi sipendi kutumia ati jina tu content. Ni ati most of these things are a game of patience. Kuna time ningetamani sana hata kwenda live, but my numbers niko stuck hapo kwa 200 people, and with patience ile like creating every day no matter who is liking. Have you studied philosophy? Not really. I have studied sociology. I think it's a very close course. Nitakosama. So but kuna there was a touch of philosophy in it, because tulikuwa tunasoma about reasoning. Tulikuwa tunasoma more about human nature, stereotyping, about mental health na mental, like how the mind work, how the body works. Actually the first time I heard about about subconscious. It was on a class session, so yeah, and in that time I couldn't grasp like what they were saying when they were saying that life is like 90% subconscious. Life happens automatically. Like hata ndio maana nilikuwa nauliza Dr. Dikainono, I hope nimekujibu. And I'm saying ndio mtu fulani alikuwa ameniuliza hapa if I think that the person in government runs it, and I think he doesn't, because just like life, world is subconscious. See, it's not under human control. They have the illusion of control, but hawezi control what will happen tomorrow, because hana control about like even on the masses. Unaget, like hana control. It's all about pia amke achieve vitu zenye anaweza achieve in that moment, and that's it. Thanks for the likes. Na tumekuwa on for the last 1 hour 30 minutes, and if you want to reach me, there is my number. Next time nita try how to pin it, and kama umenijoin, you would understand that we are working on this structure. Kama unaweza ona my latest videos, I'm working on this statue, and it would be my first full body statue. Yeah, because I have made others zenye si full body, which are easy. I can say they are like 1% easy, but for the full body, now you have to understand about all the muscles of the human body, how they form, where they form, It's not now about light and darkness, it's more about anatomy. But the key to art is about light and darkness. But you have to have an idea about anatomy so that you understand that if this is a thigh, itakuwa connected to this, sijui inaitwaje, yeah, and itakuwa how long, yeah, the size and the shape and the direction, ndio uweze kuconnect with the legs. Like it's more about anatomy now rather than chiaroscuro, which is the study of light and darkness. Because sahi light and darkness ni yenye unaweza bring kwa paper. Like kama ni if I would differentiate the light part and the dark part kwa hii cycle, I would say light inatoka hapa, ina light up hapo, but ina form a shadow here. So the shadow will be very dark, yeah, and especially where it touches, alafu inaenda ikipungua, yeah. So na hivyo ndivyo unaweza leta kitu 3D to 2D, kitu 2D to 3D to 4D, like. But now to bring this to the physical world, uta require some understanding of how these things, how the thing forms. So what you're witnessing is just the process. Na I don't know, I think nimehad the longest live for the week because nimekuwa missing pia, and nimeshukuru sana kwa watu wenye wamejoin. We did it. We are almost 30k views, zinaitwaje, likes. So kama kila mtu anaweza double tumalize live and that tuonane maybe kesho when we'll be doing the actual creating. Sam Burundi Dakona. It's been a while. Thank you for the likes. Kuna mtu mwingine amelike V4K Patel. Thanks for the likes. And this will be a picture of Bob Marley. But seti imeisha. I think you all know that these things takes time ndio zitoke from the world of 2D to the world of 4D, 5D, 6D, you know, dimensions. Sambura anasema nimerudi. Umepotelelea wapi for a long time, but welcome back. I take pride to seeing my first followers, wetu wenye walinifollow kitambo, wetu wenye tulistart now the art journey, and to see you here, to see you still interested, to see you still supporting, ni amazing too. So thanks for the likes. Naweza goja tufike at least 30k likes, cause just 2k, kila mtu akilike mara moja hivi maybe hivyo itaja, and then we'll say that we had a good day. Host is your view about religion and culture. Religion, and I think I have said this again, but religion and culture are like, I don't want to say man-made phenomenon, but they are worldly phenomenon. They are physical phenomenon that could only take effect on the physical world. But if you go back to our original saying, is that life is 90% subconscious, which means religion and culture has not so much effect on what you. It's most of the things happens to you internally without your control. Yeah, because most that we didn't even choose to be born here, so to be born in a certain place. So if you start there, tutakuwa like, so how much of a choice do we have to choose our religion? We don't. How much of a choice do we have to choose our culture? We don't. How much of a choice do we have to choose our gender? We don't. How much of a choice do we have to choose the kind of a day we will have tomorrow? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have so much of a choice. Like, I feel like we are somewhat ni kama tuko part of a bigger programming. Do you think culture can justify our source of creation? Not really. King Davido. All the religious and cultural mythologies that have been shared or have been like zenye zimekuwa zikisukumwa, that have been peddled to us are not justifiable enough to tell who is the source, because every culture has its own way. Every culture has its own religion. Every culture has its own belief. So, but when you zoom out, you realize that every human being is the same. So that tells me that we used to be the same thing, and then confusion occurred, or the religion or the differences in us developed, and maybe the differences in us is all about the geographical place that we are. Like, if you are born in Kenya, you're most likely to have a Kenyan trait, even the physical one. the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you eat, what you believe. Yeah, it's mostly more about Gikoyo. Thank you for the follow. Kohanate. Yeah, like time mimi yenye nili understand about culture and religion, hata huwezi jua kwa nini ina exist in the first place, because it's such a divider. Culture and religion. Ati Kaoru Utire. Oh, nice. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining our live tonight. If you are here for more, I'm sure here to provide even more. Kipruto asema artist is thick. Thank you so much, and I so much try to represent life as it is, as you know it. It's not life as you see it, because your eyes would be lying. Everybody has better eyes than the other. So it's representing life as it is. So Keisha Ann, thank you for the likes. Tumebakisha kama kila mtu alike mara moja, and then I'll hit my target, and then naeza soma some of the questions tumalize. I think everything is man-made. Culture is, and so is religion. Yeah, and so is the language that we are speaking today. These are all man-made. Like the language, the culture, the clothing, what people call money that they say that controls the world. Yeah, everything ni man-made, because it's all about the men that came before us, wakitry kugrasp, kufathom the complexity of life, but as we have seen it, by living it, hakuna mtu anaijua more than you. Hata kama uko how old, the life that you know, hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza kuambia ati they know more than you, because hakuna mtu mwenye ashaikuwa kwa hiyo situation yako. Nugget experience yako ni very unique. About culture, it's about live it accordingly to masculine and feminine energy. Your art talks more. Yeah, I agree that about culture ni watu wenye walikuwa live before us, wana try to understand ama ku bring like harmony within self. You know, do you think somebody can affect your life more, like in curses and witchcraft? Affect, yeah, they can affect it, but I think infecting it is where you cut the line, because for something to really happen on you, unaona kama for something to really happen on you, you have to be a participatory. Unaget, tuseme for example, we are to assume you are superstitious that mtu ataturoga tuki I don't want to sound like that, but I don't believe hakuna mtu akona power over your life. Mtu akona power over the people around you, anaweza affect, anaweza wafanya wa feel a certain way, anaweza wa corrupt. Yeah, but for them to come to have a real effect on you, maybe wakulishe kitu, you have to consume it. You know, you have to, like, maybe upikiwe kitu umeze. Now that thing can affect you because itakuwa inside you. Maybe utouch, unajua hata kuna the story about osmosis. Kuna maybe sasa ukitouch something inakuingia through osmosis, but without the physical touch, without the physical alteration, hakuna mtu mwenye akona the power to affect you. Una get? Yeah. Now, what people call curses and such, I think it's all about greed, karma, life being in balance. Una get? When you think about it, they say that ati kama ni mtoto ana suffer today, ama ni mtu mzima amekosea leo, the punishment might live up to the 4th generation. Like hiyo kasi inawatembelea tu every time. And what that means ni ati mtu mwenye alibring the instability, mtu mwenye alibring the imbalance, for life to bring back balance, venye sasa vitu zilikuwa kitambo, yin and yang, for life to bring balance it'll take maybe 4 generations. If you understand life so clearly, ni ati utajua una carry your parents' DNA, and your DNA consists even of their feelings, how they react, how they respond, how they survived before. So if hiyo DNA ndio imekuzaa na ilikuwa imelive hiyo life before, maybe hiyo life ya punishment, you are most likely to be born of punishment. Sijui kama una get. Na maybe your DNA to rewrite itself, you shed off the new DNA, maybe it takes 5 generations. Una get? Yeah. And I think that's why what people call poverty and wealth, riches, ni hizo. Juu utapata generation wealth hai exist kwa watu wenye hawakuwa nayo before, kwa sababu hairani in their DNA. Na si ati wao watu wako bewitched to be poor. Hapana, ni balance haiko, ni balance haijakuwa found in their life, so wanachezea kwa hiyo side ingine ya imbalance. Kishana anasema the Bible says that you shall not suffer for which to live. Whatever you do with that information is up to you. I don't know, people wako manipulative. Una get? A witch, what people kama venye Kisha amesema, a witch can make you suffer. Juu hiyo statement yake inakaa hivyo. Ni ati one of you has to consume something yenye itakuwa like itakuwa imepoa hizo intentions za kukuhurt. You must be a participatory of the curse for the curse to work on you. Kama ni greed, watu wanasema ukikula yangu utaumwa na tumbo. So those words, what I was saying about spells. So mimi nikisema ati mtu mwenye atakula kitu yangu ataumwa na tumbo, those words have power, cause ni like unaona the idea that created the plant was the word, and when I use the word against the plant ni kama natumia DNA yake. So when I say this, hii kitu kama ni a cake, mtu akikula ataumwa na tumbo, nimeipea hiyo power kama venye tu ilicreatiwa in the beginning, the power of the word. Na I think tuko almost there. And we have been on for the last 1 hour 48 minutes. Na Kenya naweza sema ni ati I'm so grateful for everybody who joined. Na everybody who supports my art. I think in this era, poverty is a mindset, and nowadays most opportunities are available to everyone. What about curses linked to broken oath, disrespect for elder and violation of community norms? Mreithi jubile. Hivyo ndivyo nimesema aje. For a curse, unaona, for a curse to work on you, you must be a consumer of it in the first place. You must be a participatory. You must take part. Lazima ukue, we ulikula the oath. Everything is created by the word. So if that elder create an oath na akasema usipofanya hivi utafanyikia hivi, create the situation with their words. Asha create. So wakati take the oath, if you disrespect them, you are actually going against your DNA. Wewe ndio utajipunish. Si ati wao watakupunish. Wewe ndio uliitikia on certain things. You programmed yourself subconsciously. Wakati ulikuwa na take the oath, you agreed subconsciously to uphold it. So when you break it, your body will punish you. Just you. Seek anybody else. Just you mwenye break it subconsciously. Utasuffer tu juu. You are a betrayer of self. But also a curse without a case will never prevail. Sijui kwa nini watu wamefocus so much na curses. But all in all, the message of today ni ati you are the controller of your life. Na kenye wewe unafanya, kenye wewe unataka ndio utapata. Unaget, hakuna mtu mwingine anaweza override what is in you. You have control over the physical body. Mambo ya subconscious, mambo ya witch, mambo ya elders, mambo ya religion, mambo ya culture, hizo vitu zote ni external. They come after you. So norms are made by greedy and corrupt fellows to benefit themselves. They become low. Or some norms, then you are not supposed to follow them. The philosophy I think everybody should be going in with life ni ati hakuna mtu anajua life kuniliko, cause I am the only who is having this unique experience. So when you think about it that way, ni ati hata hizo rules hazifai apply on you. No rules, no worldly rules should apply on your life. And I think that will be the end of our life today. Na nimeshukuru sana kwa kuwaona nyinyi wote wenye tumeparticipate, wenye like, wenye wameni text. Croft anasema beautiful heart stroke bro. And for those who are new, my name is Alex. I'm an artist, I'm a writer. I think and talk about my thoughts about life. And it was so fun to catch up with you. And Croft, I see your message. Maybe you are a little bit too late. Maybe tuonane on another live. And see you guys. I'll give you like 12 seconds za kunipea likes. Croft, thanks for the likes. Mreithi, Jubere, CJ, Calvo. Thanks for the likes guys. Acha tuone. Na Calvo, yeah. Dr. Nono ndiye amejoin. Acha tufikishe that 1K. At least people who understand numbers wanajua about odd numbers na even number, because everything has, just like your words has power, also the numbers has power. So the numbers that you associate yourself with zinasema a lot about you, zina dictate your space. So anatomy is really hard. I think you are not supposed to approach it from the anatomy side of view. You are supposed to approach it from the light and darkness point of view. Croft, ebu ende study more about light and darkness, na maybe ukijoin our live utatuona venye to make these images is really easy when you understand the relationship between light and darkness. So that's it guys. Naona mnaendelea kulike, naona Croft anaendelea kuparticipate, but I really have to go so that tuweze hata pia kufanya mambo kesho.
पहले किसी का वाईफाई लिया उसका भी बंद किया। ये देखो तकरीबन 2 घंटा पहले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया था, सिर्फ एक करके लगाई। अभी आप नींद करोगे, हम लोग 5 बजे काम नहीं जाएगा, देखो फिर भी नींद देखो नहीं कर रहे, सारा दिन ऐसे काम।
भाई पैसा डबल पैसा कमा रहे हो जान मोहम्मद, तो तुम्हें नींद आती है?
उस्मान भाई कसम से अभी 10-15 दिन हो गया मैं फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, बस जितना भी कर रहा हूँ कसम से। पहले मैं इतना लॉस किया, तुमको याद है वो पहले तुम्हारा